As a professional in learning and development, how many times are you asked by people, how do I motivate my team? Or maybe it's not the team, but it's an individual within that team, and they say, I just don't know how to motivate them. I know that I'm asked this question a lot in my coaching, and it usually ends up in a discussion about extrinsic and intrinsic motivation, and the fact that really you can't motivate people, but as a leader, what you need to do is to create the environment that enables people to motivate themselves. But what's interesting is how often this question comes up, and it comes up because at some level, people understand that motivation is key to performance. So if, for example, you look at this triangle and you see that a lot of the time as L&D professionals, we do a lot of work in defining the goals. What's the vision? So the vision for the team, or in my coaching, for example, what's the goal for the session, or the goal for the number of sessions that we're going to be working on. And then we spend a lot of time and effort also looking at skills. So what's the skill set that's required to get to that goal, to that vision? But if we don't look at motivation, if we don't look at the energy and the drive that's required to actually achieve that goal, then a lot of the time, regardless of how clear the goal is, regardless of the skills, if there's no energy, there's no fuel. And therefore, people either completely miss the goal or it goes in a completely different direction. Now, if you don't know me, my name's Sonia Gavira, and I've been working in leadership development and team development as an executive coach for over 20 years now. And I have, like a lot of us, a lot of tools in my toolkit, whether they be around personality, emotional intelligence, strengths, and I can really hand on heart say that Motivational Maps has made a huge difference to the work that I do and to the clients that I work with. And not only in performance, what I found recently is that there's also been it's made a huge difference to my work when it comes to well-being. So if you think of motivation as energy and as fuel, and if you think of it as a battery, so a lot of us work with laptops, and I know that this has happened to me. I've carried around my laptop, and there are two ways of working with it. One, it's plugged into the wall, and therefore I don't have to think about it. So if I'm doing a presentation, it's plugged in and I don't have to worry about the laptop turning off. But if I'm running around town from meeting to meeting and I've somehow forgotten my charger at home, then what happens is that, or what has happened is that at some stage during the day that laptop turns off. And if I haven't noticed the warning sign, it's a little orange light on mine, then I don't know, I don't notice it slowing down because I'm busy, and therefore it shuts down, and I sometimes have even lost the work that's in there. So if you think of this as a battery, and you think of this as maybe the battery that fuels us as individuals. If somebody is running on a full tank, a full battery, and then they have the energy and the drive to achieve everything that they want to achieve, and they have the energy and the drive to overcome any setbacks, but as the battery starts to run down, that resilience, maybe in a way, starts to drain as well. And you can I'm sure think of people in your organization who suddenly one day call in sick, suddenly maybe resign. And if you then think back to how they've been, you can think of examples and think of times when really you knew that they didn't have the energy that they needed. You knew that something was wrong. If you'd really noticed, you would have seen it, and you didn't. you missed it. And their battery, if you like, has drained down, and now they're taking maybe action that they didn't really need to take, but that they feel that it's their only recourse. So motivational maps is a way of first finding out what it is that motivates an individual, so letting them find out what it is and giving it a language that we don't really have at the moment. And then what's amazing is that it measures how much of those motivators an individual, a team, even an organization has at this precise moment in time. So because it's at this precise moment in time, you can then put a plan in place to increase that motivation and then measure it again at a point in time in the future once things have taken place, and you can then see how effective that action plan has been. So I love motivational maps, and I use them extensively in my work, be it in leadership development, executive coaching, team development work, well-being and engagement in particular. And if you think that this is something that will be useful for you in the work that you do, please contact me. Please put a message below, let me know, and we can talk about it. I really look forward to hearing from you, and I'm going to be doing some more videos talking a little bit more about the maps and giving you some details about how they work, what the 9 motivators are, and how I use them in the work that I do with people. So if you're interested in all things motivation and all things personal development, please click the link and subscribe to my channel and take a look at the next videos on motivation and motivational maps. Thank you.